Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Hui-An Ho from Taiwan FactCheck Center. So, yeah, it's lovely to be here, and thank you for being here like this early morning. And yeah, I'm the head of international projects and a reporter slash fact checkers at Taiwan FactCheck Center. And in today's lightning talk, I would like to bring you back to this August, and when the U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited to Taiwan, and perhaps you remember, like in response to her visit, China launched missiles and carry out very heavy military drills and sent the fighters to across the Taiwan Straits, and also all these heavy military drills also spurred a wave of disinformation in Taiwan. So today I will mainly focus on this, and especially as a case study I would like to share with you. Oh, sorry. Great. So first, a short, brief introduction to my team, Taiwan FactCheck Center, or TFC. So we are independent and non-profit fact-checking fact-checking foundation dedicated to promoting the digital literacy in Taiwan. And we began to fact-check in 2018. And also, on the same year later, we got certified by the International Fact-Checking Network, or IFCN. And back then, we were the first organization who got certified by IFCN in the Chinese-speaking world. Being the signatory to IFCN Code of Principle means that we uphold the highest standard of the transparency as well as the fact-checking methodology. We always like to share the work we have done. During the very beginning of the pandemic, even before the term infodemic was created, because we can, like the language advantage, we can already see like there's a lot of falsehood and misinformation circulated on the Chinese social media about this unknown disease. So during the very beginning, I think in the end of 2019 or beginning of 2020, where we already flagged this potential threat to the IFCN, and I believe this code later soon led to this biggest ever fact-checking collaborative project, which is a platform that all the fact-checking organizations work together. Like we share our work on this platform, so we can see already like which kind of falsehood already appear in other countries, so we can like quickly to detect this and see if it's also happening in Taiwan or in the Chinese-speaking world, and quickly also debunk it in Chinese. So yeah, we are a relatively small team around, I think we are 13 or 14 people, to be honest. I don't remember, but yeah, it's relatively small. Oh my God, I'm shocked. Okay, so yes, so first, if you have been watching Taiwan and China problem or relationship closely, perhaps you also remember this like historical event this August, and I think even you didn't really pay much attention to that. I think you also probably already saw this thing somewhere, because I think I watch a lot of American late night talk show, and it's kind of the first time I see all the late night talk show all talk about this. It was quite impressive. So anyway, so let me refresh maybe your memory a little bit. So this August 2nd to 3rd, like the U.S. Speaker, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she took a tour to Taiwan, and it was quite historical because it's like in 25 years she was the highest ranking U.S. official to have set foot in Taiwan, but however, China didn't really take very well on her decision to visit Taiwan. First, China announced to launch like a 4-day fire military drills, kind of blocked Taiwan. And some people think this saber rattling is kind of like more serious than the Taiwan Strait crisis in 1996. And other than these military drills, we also saw like very heaviest ever cyber attacks happening in Taiwan. So during the time, many the government website and even the convenience store in Taiwan, like the digital display in Taiwan, got hacked and just display this anti-Nancy Pelosi statement on the scene. And even before Mrs. Pelosi's flight, even before when the flight was still in air, then the website of the Taiwan presidential office already has taken down. So it's like kind of, I mean, we always had this kind of cyber attack from China, but it's also kind of unusual, like this heavy and so on. And along with these cyber attacks, we also saw like a lot of disinformation circulating online. And the Ministry of National Defense in Taiwan, they have identified some 270 false or misleading online claims in early August. Even though they detect 270, but during the time, like Taiwan FactCheck Center has published around 40 fact checks, and most of them are out of context image, such as like some image they claim to be the military. Some can I say it's probably China is mobilizing some army to the Taiwan to the coast, or let is some missile like fly over Taiwan. They claim to be the missile fly over Taiwan, but actually it's not relevant to this event. And we also saw a lot of like disinformation attack Nancy Pelosi and Taiwan government. But today I would like to focus on this photo, and I would like to do a quick survey. If you have seen this photo, maybe if you have seen, maybe you can nod, or not. If you didn't, can shake your head. Have you seen this photo? Yeah. And if you have seen this photo, maybe you can also try to recall like in which occasion or which platform you have seen this photo. So this photo was released by the Eastern Theater Command of Chinese People Liberation Army on 5th of August. So this photo was like reportedly taken by Xinhua News Agency, which is the Chinese state-owned media. And I don't know how well you can see here. You can see the photo basically show like a PLA member. He was looking through the binoculars, and at the rear there's a frigate. It's a Taiwanese frigate, Lanyang. And also in the further background there's a Xunning, where the Xunning is the Taiwan Heping power plant in Hualien. So basically, like this photo, once it got published, got super viral. Not only on Chinese social media, but also in Taiwan, because it's like really quite dramatic and kind of like, and also very intimidating. Like, or feel like, oh, the Chinese army, the PLA, they are so close to Taiwan. And this photo also got picked a lot by not only Taiwanese media but international media, news outlets. And it's kind of understandable, because this photo, I believe, is like kind of perfectly illustrated how intense the situation was during the China's military drills. Yes, so yeah, just a little bit picture, like to show you like how it was just, we really take a lot of posts sharing this photo, and we got a lot of audience and citizens report this photo to us. They think this photo looks like kind of unnatural, and hope we can help to investigate it. Sorry, do you want to take a photo? All right. So yes. So okay. So unfortunately, we was not able to really get the metadata of this photo. So what we did is we consult a lot of specialists from different area. we consult like people specialists in photography or science, earth scientists and military experts. So I won't bother you with all the detail like why we think this photo was doctored. So I just give you some, later I have a QR code so you can probably scan it and read our fact check article. So I just give you some example like why we think this one is not the authentic photo but like an altered photo. For example, like the professional photographer told us like the edges they are too clean, and what I mean is like the edges of the this PLA member and the frigate, they are just much more too clean. And also, even though they are both on the same image, but they have like different resolution, and also the object, the physical objects on this image is like actually not really proportional. So if you really place the PLA, this soldier, and the frigate, which is should be like around 30 meters above the water, and you place the member, the frigate, and also in the background the central mountain range. If you place in the like a true proportion, actually the frigate is much more too big proportionally. So it's like for just we use this. We collect and summarize all the things we got from the specialist, and we publish this fact check on August 9th. But the story didn't just end there. So after the fact check was published, another Chinese, on the right side, the Chinese private civilian satellite company, they published this image, this satellite image online, and they say this image actually prove that this frigate, Chinese frigate Nanjing, was actually really like super close to Taiwan, like it's around 12 kilometers away from Taiwan. But however, we also examined this image, and we found the image they post was taken 16 o'clock Taiwan time, and we use online tool called Sun Clock. This tool is a app that they calculate the sun's position and the phases, so we can see how exactly like at a given time, like how exactly the sun how the sunshine go which direction. And we found actually it didn't really corroborate what this satellite company claims. And we also interviewed some earth scientists. They believe like this photo actually look like the light is more like from the top, and they believe that this PLA photo on the left side that was taken between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. So not exactly what this Chinese private civilian satellite company claim, like at least like the satellite image they show was like 6 p.m. So it's also really like doesn't really corroborate what they say. And what we would like to really call for your attention is we find out it's really kind of the first time. I mean, it's really not news that the doctor or some fake image circulated online. But this time, because this event has got like really quite wide attention in the international society, so many international reputable news agency, they report this news and they select this photo. And I think it's, as I mentioned before, it's not surprised they choose this photo because the photo look really quite good. But the other reason we found they choose this photo because Xinhua news agency, they supply this photo to AP. And so many these international news agency, they probably just spot this photo on the AP news gallery, and they kind of like unknowingly use this one. But the bigger problem is that they not only use this one, they also wrongly cite the source as AP. So for readers, I mean, it could be some conventional way, like they don't really say, oh, this photo actually was taken from Xinhua because they did download this photo from AP. But for the reader, could be very misleading because, like, for a reader who just read this piece of news and they just see like the photo was from AP and look like quite authentic, quite like because AP is a really reputable news agency. So probably most people also think, yeah, it's probably that is from some reporter from AP. And I would like to emphasize, like, actually we spot dozens of news agencies using this photo, but after we published the fact check, quite some of them already took down this photo, or they replaced with other photo. So the thing I show here is like these 4 agencies. Actually a little bit more is like I checked today, they are still there. So and yeah. So after we published fact check, we learned that some news agency they also contacted AP to ask for the authenticity of this photo. So including Taiwan Central News Agency and the New York Times. They asked AP and hope AP can confirm if the photo is true or not. And yeah, and then we learned that on August 11th, AP issued an announcement to their media clients, and here I quote, they say, while we understand that some news outlets are questioning the authenticity of the photo, the AP cannot immediately detect a problem with it. And because AP didn't take the photo and doesn't have access to the source files, we can't authentic it either, end quote. So basically, what AP do is they send this note to their clients, and also when we go on to their archive, they also put a note there to remind their clients, like they cannot verify if the photo is authentic or not. And I think at the beginning, around the beginning of September, we found this photo is not available anymore. So now if you use the send link to access the AP gallery, it's not there anymore. But as I said before, like this photo still circulating online on this news media page. So I think my point here is, as I said before, I think it's not so common that it's not news that this kind of image circulating online, but it's kind of unusual for us that it was spread by this international news agency, and it got so easy to be spread through this way, and so many Western media just fell for it. So we would like to also use this case and this opportunity to remind our colleagues in the international society to be a little bit, to stay alert, because I think during the during this Russian aggression, I think many people, they are really very carefully to deal with the image or any news coming from the Russian state media or embassy or government. They would like really verify and then decide if they publish or not. But in this case, I feel like maybe we were some of them not really very careful enough to treat the photo from China. So yes, so I think my time is almost up, and I would just quickly share, like many people, they are interested in like how in Taiwan, the Taiwan civil society tackle the challenge of misinformation and disinformation. So basically, we in Taiwan, the civil society is a many not only Taiwan FactCheck Center but also other initiatives. We try to build a line together with our audience and experts from different area and tech company and as well as some media outlet. So basically, we encourage our audience, the Taiwan citizens, to flag the suspicious information to us, because actually most of the time this information, they are circulating inside this line app, which is the end-to-end encryption app. So we cannot really see which thing is really going viral there. So we encourage the citizen and our audience to flag this claim to us, so let us have a better idea like which thing is going viral and could be harmful. And then depends on the type of this piece of content, we either verify it with some kind of online tool, some open source tool, or we interview some experts to try to debunk it. And after we publish this fact check, we will report it to some tech platforms such as Meta or Line. And depends on also how harmful this or how wrong this piece of content is. Meta or Facebook will either apply like some warning label to the information, to the post, or will reduce the distribution of this content so fewer people can see it. And the beauty of the thing is that we also, because we work in Taiwan, the civil society also work as a community, we shared this fact check with other initiatives into index into their database. So in the future, when the users of this fact-checking, perhaps chatbot, if they also find something suspicious and they report it to the fact-checking bot, either when it's similar or identical, when they report it, they can, and if this piece of content was fact-checked before and we have the data in the database, and then these users can immediately get some auto reply and know this piece of content is true or false, and that also in a way can help to stop the spread of misinformation, or even this user can further share this content, so we can help to share more factual and reliable information. So I think I already used too much time, and I will end here. Just here, I want to just media literacy was also super important. So one of our focus now, we have a 3-year collaborative project, which is supported by Google.org with $1 million, and we are also work very hard to really host a series of workshops to promote media literacy and fact checking in Taiwan, especially for the digitally disadvantaged people. So yes, so that will be my sharing today, and thank you so much. If you want, here's some QR code you can scan so you can learn more about this Pelosi visit. So it's an English web page. We kind of collect our work layer as well as a timeline, and you can also follow us on Twitter. And so thank you so much, and if you have some question, I would love to answer, and also welcome to some comments. Thank you.
How do you spread a fact-checked piece of information to reach more people in Taiwan? I mean, how hard is it? Do you use your social media pages, ads, or do you have a specific strategy and collaborators?
Yes, thank you for the question. It's like, it's kind of like one of the biggest challenge, because it's really important, like we can really like scale up the reach. Otherwise, it's probably also useless. Like if no one see the thing, then they have like no impact at all. So at the moment, we really just, as I said before, like we try to work with the some tech company, and also the media. I didn't explain so much. Like we also relied on some media partners. So after we publish the fact check, they also help us to further like push this fact check to their audience so more people can see it. But at the moment, we really just, like you mentioned, we mainly relied on our social media platform. So on Facebook, online, and Instagram and Twitter, and we also try to really create some new form for this fact check. For example, because our fact check is like we want to be like very vigorous, like show the readers all the details. So normally the fact check is like super long and could be very hard to read, to be honest. So we also try to create maybe a different form, such as maybe video and soon audio. We hope so. And so maybe more people, or maybe younger people or sometimes older people, just for the different groups of people can be interested in our fact check. And one more thing I want to mention here is like because it's also some kind of universal challenge for all the fact checking organizations across the world. So actually like Google, they have some kind of a tagging system. Like if we upload, this is a kind of system we can kind of upload our fact check. So that will help like when some user, when they use the Google search to search some keywords which related can be like linked to the fact check, then the Google search engine will try to push this fact check to a little bit to the top of the search results. And this kind of tagging system called claim review, it could be quite useful because it's not only used for a Google search engine, but also because they also own YouTube. So they also try to apply this system into YouTube. So when some users search some also keywords on YouTube or the Google image search, then also have a better chance for our fact check or fact check from other colleagues can be like service to the search results. I hope I cover everything. It's what I have in my mind. Thank you for the question.
Hi, Tim from Double Think Lab. Thanks so much for the great talk. I'm just curious if you know how much people, for example, in the, I guess, people who would watch Zhongtian, how much this kind of people would be exposed to Taiwan FactCheck Center fact checks?
No, I mean, to be honest, no, I don't know. But I think for Zhongtian, like, as far as I know, I think Zhongtian now is mainly on YouTube, right? And I would say like YouTube is also kind of like difficult for us because most of them, I mean, they are like purely video content. And at the moment, like video still is like really like kind of hardcore for fact checkers because it's always very long and we haven't really have like a really like effective tools to really like to detect some falsehood inside. So yeah, I mean, so for your question, I don't really know the thing, but we did have a lot of this kind of like a YouTube video, such as maybe from Zhongtian. We received these claims from our audience, but I don't have some numbers here. But if we see also some obvious falsehood layer and harmful, and for example, like could be undermine the Taiwan democratic system, this kind of principle, then we will also try to fact check it and debunk it.
We have one more question online. Given how many people appear to be getting their information from YouTube, enabled self-media sources, do you have a mechanism for fact-checking them?
Oh, yeah, thank you for the question. I think a little bit similar to what thing. I mean, like YouTube, as I mentioned before, was quite tricky for us. And before, like in last lightning talk, we also talk about this Xiaohongshu or TikTok. To be honest, they are also like not easy for us because it's compared with Twitter or Facebook, the content on this short video platforms such as Douyin or even Xiaohongshu. Actually, Instagram also like it's really hard to check the origins. So it's also one of the challenge the fact checking community is facing. But yeah, we on this note, like actually we are really hope to really have like more cooperation with these tech platforms, and they can perhaps develop some tools that can help to really tackle the issues on their platform. So So thank you so much. I will be here today and tomorrow. And if you have more questions, so welcome to come to me, and we can really share these topics in this area. Thank you.